Yo, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to our new unconventional episode of Waging War on Showdown. So today I was casually playing some Pokemon Showdown using the same team that we used in our first two episodes, and just trying to, knock some of the rust off, get into the swing of things before I made my next video. But something that was just too funny to not share with you guys ended up happening, and so I figured I would make a video on it. I did post something to Twitter so that some of you may have seen the ending conversation between me and my opponent, but we're going to go ahead and see exactly what all that was about. So I'm going to go ahead and hit instant replay here, and as you see, I let off my Galvantula, set up the sticky webs because I see that he doesn't have a spinner. He sets up the curse. I'm afraid that he's going to start setting up a whole bunch of curses, so I go into my Darmanitan. Like I said, I expected the curse, but he goes for the return and is actually able to go ahead and knock Darmanitan out, which sucks because, as you can see, a lot of his team right here, like you can see, a lot of his team is very bulky. He's got a lot of defense on there, and so losing Darmanitan, who is my wall breaker, that early kind of hurts. But he goes into the Arcanine, gets rid of my Dragon Dance attack boost, and he is able to switch his Arcanine and take a little bit of damage, but burn my Scrafty, which makes him essentially useless. And goes back into Mienshao. Mienshao doesn't take too much damage from that, but the Sticky Web is pretty much what wins me this game. And I'm not going to go into too much detail yet, but the Sticky Web slowing all of his Pokemon down definitely plays a crucial role. There is one other thing that plays a very, very big role in what happens, but we'll get to that later. As you can see, Bruce is just going to come in here and do a little bit of damage to the Snorlax, but it's not going to do enough. The key thing that I'm doing here is just kind of knocking stuff off, not getting rid of all the leftovers that he has on just about everyone on his team. And right there he reveals the Ice Punch, which is no good. And so here I figured I could save Bruce for later. He'd be more of an asset than Scrafty, so I sacked him off. I thought that Focus Blast might take the Snorlax out, but it unfortunately doesn't, which means all three of my main offensive Pokemon are now down and out. So I'm not in a good situation, especially with such a defensive team. None of my Pokemon have reliable recovery like just about every single one of his do. So here I'm just going to start spamming some Sludge Bombs, hope to get the poison, try to do what I can to this Florges, which is a special defensive monster. And I get the special attack drop, which doesn't help, especially while he's setting up Calm Minds. So I'm not doing hardly anything, and as his special attack keeps going up, I'm taking more and more damage here. So I figured, alright, let's go into Bruce. Let's get rid of these let's get rid of this leftovers recovery, because I figured that getting rid of that would play a crucial role, especially with the poison damage gonna be racking up here. And it does. It does to an extent. But here you can see him setting up all sorts of Calm Minds. And right here, hold on, I wish I could pause. Right here is gonna go for another Synthesis. But at this point, I think to myself, alright, I have one option, and that's to get a crit. So I type into the chat right now, crit please. Hey! And as you'll see here in a little bit, I can't scroll up because it's at the bottom of the chat, but as you can see right here, crit please, hey! And the rage begins. The rage begins, and I'm pretty much telling him, look, I haven't won yet. You still have 3 Pokemon left. I mean, granted, you're not in a good position anymore, but I haven't won yet, and he's just not having it. And so I start to rub it in, I'm not gonna lie. Granted, I know I won because of luck, but so I start rubbing it in. That's what you get for being greedy. You don't need 4 Calm Minds, dude. You had it in the bag. Why are you going for Calm Minds? You're gonna keep trying to set up. He did like the word utter. Utter luck, utter bullshit, whatever. So kind of pointed that out, and the rage just for the rest of the match. And as you can see, along the lines, there was all sorts of hacks. I got the burn from the Scald. He used his heal bell. And right after he used his heal bell, Sludge Bomb, Poison, like he couldn't catch a break, and I loved every second of it. It's just this is something that you can't even like make up. I completely realized that I won this game based off of luck and hacks, but Mo was with me, and I pulled through. My team pulled through, and as you can see here, he's gonna protect. I'm going to be able to hit him with the thunder, nice compoundized thunder. The Skull brings me down to about 54%, and he gets the burn, which is nice for him. But unfortunately, even with his leftovers recovery here and me taking the burn damage, he's not going to be able to live this next thunder and not be able to see the rest of that match through. So I'm going to put a link into the description below if you want to see the ending of this conversation, because I realize that it's kind of out of the vision of this video. But essentially, it's just, I don't know if you saw, up here he was calling me a bad battler. So I told him to get a spinner and an answer for Tentacruel, because he was talking about how he doesn't have an answer for Tentacruel. So essentially, he was calling me bad and telling me that he wins more than he loses, and that I don't win more than I lose. And so I pointed out that, you know, we had this essentially the same rating before the game even started, and I ended up winning the battle. And it's so at the end, the last thing I said to him was, "Would this be a bad time to plug my YouTube channel?" And he goes, "Probably," and then leaves. And I thought that was hilarious. So if you enjoyed this battle, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and go thank Mo for helping me win, helping my team pull through. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.